On day 1, I spawned in Wakanda as Black Panther. Wow! I'm the king of Wakanda!
Not so fast, Silio. You will be once you are ready.
As she said this, there was an explosion.
I am Namor, king of Talokan. You Wakandans have terrorized my people for long enough. It's time we return the favor.
Namor started wreaking havoc all around him.
Run, Silio.
I ran as fast as I could and found myself lost in the Wakandan wilderness. What was that? Out of nowhere, a group of hyenas attacked me! Ah! Get away from me! I tried fighting back, but there were too many of them. Just as I was starting to lose hope, a massive blast hit the hyenas. Shuri? On day 2, we were surrounded by hyenas. What are you doing here, Shuri?
Well, somebody has to look out for you, my old friend.
Together, we fought off the hyenas. Whew, that was close.
You could have been killed. You need to be more careful.
Yeah. So, what now?
Namor is now ruler of Wakanda. He has claimed the throne.
That monster! I have to become stronger and take back our kingdom.
Yes, my brother would have hated to see Wakanda like this. I will help you take back our home.
I noticed that night was coming, and we needed to find shelter. That mountain over there should provide us with good protection. Let's head there. On my way there, I mined some wood and made myself a wooden pickaxe. Using that, I gathered some stone and crafted a set of stone tools. It's not vibranium or anything, but it'll do for now. We arrived at the mountain and set up camp on one of its cliffs. We dug out a small cave in the mountain and placed torches around the area to keep the mobs away.
I'm finished.
You rest too, Shuri. We should be safe here. I woke up on day 3 in the middle of the night. Did you hear that? I grabbed my stone sword and readied myself for the upcoming fight. Shortly after, a figure appeared from the shadows. Who are you?
Prince of Wakanda, I bear a message. Give us Namor, and we will leave Wakanda alone.
I want him gone just as much as you do. Trust me, but aren't you friends? Why do you need me to get him for you? But the Telekanil thug had already disappeared into the night. What was that about? I woke up the next morning a little shook from what had happened during the night. I told Shuri about what I had seen.
Strange. Something is going on that we're not aware of. We have to prepare.
I knew Shuri was right. Something was going on. So I started training. As the Black Panther, I had heightened strength, speed, and agility. I used this to my advantage as I encountered a horde of spiders and creepers. Whoa! I can wall jump? I took out every single mob in a matter of seconds. Give me a challenge! With my training over, I headed back home where I found Shuri working on our base.
It looked so boring. I had to spice it up a bit.
I decided to help her, and together, we started working on our new base. I added a main living quarters and also a small laboratory for Shuri. If I was to get stronger, I definitely needed her brains and especially her technology.
Well, it certainly is no palace, but it's a start.
Definitely. I have big plans. On days 4 through 7, Shuri came up to me with a request.
Silio, do you have a minute? I spent last night working on a new suit for you, but I'm missing an important part. Vibranium.
Isn't all Wakandan vibranium stored in the Great Mound, which, last time I checked, is occupied by Namor?
Well, yes. But come on, Silio. This suit will have kinetic energy absorption. It will make you 1,000 times stronger.
Huh. I don't know about this. I'd have to sneak in there and...
If we don't do this, how will you ever be able to stand up to Namor and become king? We cannot sit around forever.
You're right. I'll go get ready. I gathered my best gear and headed back towards Namor. When I arrived, I saw heaps of Telekanil guarding what once had been my home. With my powers, I was also super stealthy. I snuck inside without even making a sound. I made my way past the guards and into the Great Mound. On my way to the vibranium storage, I snuck past a room where I saw Namor sitting on a throne. You'll pay for that. Finally, I made it to the Great Mound and found a ton of vibranium. Sweet! This was easy.
Was it now?
Uh-oh. We started battling, but Namor quickly overpowered me. I stood no chance.
Surrender now and answer for your crimes against Talokan.
But I haven't even done anything. Why are you doing this? Namor and his guards were slowly approaching me, and I knew I only had one way out. I took a step backwards, and next thing I knew, I was falling. On day 8, I found myself on the ancestral plains. What is this place?
These are the ancestral plains. It is a place where all former rulers of Wakanda come to rest.
Who's there?
I am T'Challa, former king of Wakanda. Silio, I must warn you of a looming threat. Everything is not what it seems. Wakanda and the entire world as we know it will change forever in 100 days if you cannot stop what is about to come. Please, bring glory to my people.
I promise, but how do I stop Namor? I don't know if I have what it takes.
Not everything is what it seems. A threat bigger than anything we've faced is coming. Prepare.
Ow! What should I do? I need your help, T'Challa. But he was gone, and suddenly, everything turned black. I woke up on days 9 through 11 in the depths of the Great Mound. Where am I? I tried standing up, but everything hurt. I must have broken every bone in my body from that fall. I slowly climbed out of the mound unnoticed, and made it back to our base.
Celio, I was worried for you. What happened?
That's not important. What's important is this. I showed her the vibranium I had retrieved, and she quickly got to work. Using the vibranium and her incredible brains, she put together my suit. This is the coolest thing I've ever seen! But how does it work?
Basically, whenever a force is exerted onto the suit, the nanites embedded in the fabric absorb the kinetic energy and hold it in place for redistribution.
In English, please?
Every time you get hit, the suit absorbs the attack and your enemies go bye-bye.
Cool! I put on the suit and felt stronger than ever. With the suit on, I even had 15 hearts, and I felt fully healed from my injuries. I wonder what else I can do with my new suit. On days 12 through 15, I decided to test on my new suit. I ventured out into the wilds of Wakanda, until I reached a rainforest. I feel so much stronger and faster. Let's test this baby out. I jumped from tree to tree and zoomed through the forest at a speed I could have only imagined before. This is amazing! This suit is great. But only 1% of you watching are subscribed, and I need all of your help to take down Namor, so make sure to help me out by subscribing. I suddenly reached the ocean when a Telekineal thug similar to the one I had seen before emerged from the water.
Wakandan scum. You are trespassing on Talokan ground. Turn around now, or suffer the consequences!
Yeah, I don't think so. All of a sudden, the thugs sent out a swarm of drowned to attack me. Ah! There are too many! I could not handle them. I fought back, but they kept coming. They easily overpowered me and hit me with blow after blow. Suddenly, I realized something. My suit was lighting up. My suit was now fully charged and let out a massive shockwave, knocking back all the drowned. Here we go. I seized the moment and struck down drowned after drowned at the speed of light. Wakanda forever! I took down the last drowned. The Telekineal thug was nowhere to be seen. I'll get you next time. For now, I should probably head back to Shuri. I returned to my base where I saw Shuri waiting for me. Hey, what's up?
Perfect timing. You've got a visitor.
Hey there, Cilio.
I spent days 16 through 19 with our new ally, Captain America. So, Cap, what brings you here?
I was in the area and thought you could use my help. Also, I need some vibranium for a new shield. Thanos kind of broke my old one.
You couldn't have picked a better time to swing by. Wakanda has been taken over by the Telekineal. We could really use your help.
Sounds serious. Of course I'll help.
Awesome! Shuri, gather our blocks, expand the base, and get this man a shield.
Do I look like a servant to you? Do it yourself.
You're right. Sorry, it just sounded cool in my head. In order to get more blocks to expand our base, I went mining and stumbled upon a ton of iron. Sweet! Now I can finally craft an iron pickaxe. With the newly gathered materials, I started working on expanding our base, making a room for Captain America whilst Shuri expanded her laboratory. I then started working on a monument for her cave. The Telekineals might think they can drive us out of Wakanda, but this will show them we mean business. After that, I headed over to Shuri's laboratory to check up on how she was coming along.
How are the tests looking, Shuri? Will it work?
Celio, Captain America and I have been working on something cool. You should see this.
Shuri led me to a massive glass box in the middle of her laboratory.
This is an augmented training chamber. It allows you to train your strength, speed, and endurance by simulating combat against virtual enemies, obstacle courses, and more.
I've already tested it out, and according to the statistics, this should push you far past anything you're currently capable of. It could turn any man into a superhuman.
Wow! Well, let's test it out. I spent days 20 through 23 training in the augmented training chamber.
Be careful, Celio. This thing is hardcore.
I entered the chamber, ready to go. Alright, you can turn it on now. Suddenly, the world transformed around me. I found myself on an obstacle course, surrounded by lava. The lava isn't real, right? I started making my way through the obstacle course, but it was hard. The platforms were moving, and I lost momentum. Yeah! That lava definitely feels real.
Try again.
I tried the course multiple times, getting further and further through it. Yes! I did it! After hours of training, I finally succeeded. Woohoo! I finally did it! The environment turned back to normal, and I exited the chamber.
Well, do you feel stronger?
I don't know. I don't feel different.
Try jumping on top of that shelf over there.
Over there? That's way too high. No way I can.
Just try it.
I did as she said, and to my surprise, I easily made it up there. What in the? This is amazing! Thank you, Shuri!
Don't mention it. Come back for more training whenever you need it.
It was getting late, so I decided to head to sleep. But on my way, I was approached by a wounded villager. Who did this to you? What the? On days 24 through 27, I decided to locate the fallen villager's home. Thanks to my newfound super speed, I traversed the wilds of Wakanda at the speed of a cheetah. I had traveled for hours when I saw something in the distance. It was a flooded village. What happened here? Where are all the villagers? I started to investigate when I heard something behind me.
Well, well, well. If it isn't the Black Panther.
What have you done to this place?
Shush, kid. I'll give you an offer. Bring us Namor. Our Lord wants to speak to him, and we might let you live.
Why don't you speak to him yourself? He's your king, right?
Namor is not the rightful heir to the throne. Bring him to us, or Wakanda will suffer the wrath of the seas.
Listen, I didn't mean to get in the middle of this whole Talokan mess you have. So how about you go get Namor away from Wakanda, and we can have Wakanda back?
Ha ha ha! You think you can be king? Forget it. Once we've reclaimed Talokan, I am sure my lord will want to expand.
Alright, that's it! I launched into battle against the Talokanil. He was strong and hit hard, but after my training, he stood no chance. I hit him with a barrage of deadly attacks, and finally, landed a finishing blow. Let that be a message. I returned home, but I had so many questions. Why were there Talokanil thugs after Namor? Was he not one of them? I felt something was off. Something big was coming. I spent days 28 through 31 working on my base. Using the leftover materials I had gathered before, I added a second floor to the interior. I added a couple chests and some decorations, and made it my storage area. With all that work over with, I felt hungry, and our food supply was running out quickly. I headed out into the Wakandan wilderness and found a flock of sheep and cows. I brought them back to our base and built a pen for them. This base is getting homelier by the day. After expanding my base, I decided I wasn't done for the day. I went exploring, and after some mining, I ended up in a mine shaft. Whoa, where does this lead to? I followed it in hopes of finding some rare materials. And not long after, I found diamonds. Woohoo! Shiny! Using the diamonds, I crafted a diamond pickaxe and sword, but I still had some left after that. Maybe Shuri will know what to do with these. I headed back to our base when I heard a scream in the distance. Huh. I wonder what that could have been. I better go check that out. On days 32 through 36, I went to investigate the scream. I found myself in a swamp, but there was nobody there. I took a step forward and heard a splash behind me. Who's there? I turned around and saw a tortoise in the water. Whew. It was just you. I bent down to pet the tortoise when I heard it again. It came from a deeper end of the swamp. I slowly approached it, keeping my guard up. I leaned closer to the water, trying to spot what could have made the noise. Just then, a stone block hit the water. I looked up to see who threw it.
Wakandan scum, bring me Namor.
The beast hit me with a power I had never felt before. On days 37 through 40, I woke up from being unconscious. What happened? I made my way back to my base, but realized my suit was broken. Oh no! I need the suit to be Namor. I finally made it back to the base, and showed Shuri the damage.
Celio, you can't go around treating my gadgets like this. You need to be more responsible.
Sorry.
Anyway, I have actually been working on a new suit prototype. I just need the materials for it. Do you think you could get me this?
Shuri handed me a list with crafting ingredients. Sure, I already have some of these. I headed to my sheep farm to gather some wool. I then headed to the closest lake to collect some ink sacks. I hope Namor doesn't see this. Next, I headed to the mines to look for redstone. It took a while, but after mining deep enough, I found some. Awesome! One ingredient to go. Next, I needed to find dwarf star alloy. I have no idea where I could find this. I decided to ask Captain America. He always seems to know these kind of things.
Dwarf star alloy. You'd better ask Thor. He should be on a mission far north from here. I'll follow you there. Thor and I have some unfinished business.
Thanks! On days 41 through 44, we headed north and made it to a faraway mountain range covered in snow. Are we there yet?
Just a little further.
Suddenly, a bolt of lightning struck from above. What the?
Language. If it isn't Steve, my old friend.
Good to see you too, Thor. I actually came back here to bring you back Mjolnir. Thanks for borrowing it.
Don't mention it, but I actually have this bigger, cooler axe now, so I want you to keep it.
Wow, much obliged. I also came here for another reason. My friend, Cilio here, needs something. It might help us stop a serious threat. Do you know where we could find Dwarf Star Alloy?
Dwarf Star Alloy? That stuff's rare. But yes, I know where to find it. You must travel to a dimension known as the Nether. There, you will find what you are looking for.
The Nether? I've heard of it.
It's extremely dangerous.
Well, if you need me, feel free to call anytime.
This will be harder than I thought. On days 45 through 48, Captain America returned to Wakanda to guard our base, whilst I ventured deep underground looking for obsidian. It didn't take long until I found some. Using my diamond pickaxe, I mined enough to make a portal. This is taking forever. I then made a portal to the Nether and stepped inside. The Nether was nothing like I had imagined. Whew, this place is hotter than the Wakandan sun. Suddenly, a massive fortress towered over me. Whoa! I have a feeling this is it. I headed inside looking for any signs of Dwarf Star Alloy. I turned a corner and suddenly, I was faced with a massive beast. I didn't mean to barge in. I'll be on my way. But the beast had a short temper and was not letting me leave. It charged at me, hitting me with heavy attacks. Ah! I wish I had my suit. I used the walls to jump behind the beast and hit him with a fury of blows. I was much faster than the beast, and even though it was much stronger than me, I managed to evade any attacks they threw at me. I'm here, no there, I'm everywhere! I struck down the beast with a hard finishing blow, and as it died, it dropped something. This is it! Dwarf Star Alloy! I made my way back to the portal and traveled home. Home sweet home. I handed Shuri the materials I had gathered when Cap approached me with some bad news.
While you were away, more Talokano guards than ever are after you. They're roaming the roads, pillaging villages now. We have to put an end to this fast.
This ends now! On days 49 through 53, Shuri had finished my new and improved suit.
Try it on and get ready for your next training.
Awesome! I feel so strong now! And I have 20 hearts! But I'd rather not go through another lava obstacle course.
Don't worry, I have something else planned for you.
I don't know if I should be excited or scared. Shuri showed me to the augmented training chamber and turned it on. Suddenly, artificial mobs spawned all around me.
I have designed these mobs to behave just like Talokan. This should more than prepare you for the upcoming battle.
There were a ton of them, and they were fierce. I was struggling holding them back when I noticed a button on my helmet. I pressed it, and suddenly I was invisible. I took them out one after one, completely unnoticed, until every single one of them were defeated. I'm the king of the world!
You're not even king of Wakanda yet, but with this, you might just get there soon.
You're right. I'll get revenge for Wakanda soon enough. Thanks for everything, Shuri. Tomorrow, we reclaim Wakanda. On days 53 through 57, we prepared for the upcoming siege. Alright, listen up. The people of Wakanda are suffering. Our country, our home is suffering. But today, that ends. We have had enough. We are not gonna sit still and watch as these bullies sit on our throne. Today, they'll pay for what they've done. Cap, I want you to take out the thugs. Keep them away from Namor. Don't let them protect him. Shuri, you have the brains, but today we'll need your brawn. I need you up on a mountain, taking out enemies from a distance using your blasters. Alright, everybody. We only have one shot. Let's do this. For Wakanda.
You know, I'm usually the one giving the speeches, but that was not bad, kid. Not bad at all.
We charged towards the Great Mound where Namor was expecting us. He sent his thugs against us, but Cap was able to draw them away, whilst I launched into battle against Namor. You've heard Wakanda for the last time.
Compared to what Wakanda has done to Talokan, we've been more than merciful.
With my new suit, I had the upper hand. With a swift blow to his body, I knocked him down into the Great Mound, and quickly jumped after him to not let him get away. Wakanda and Talokan haven't been at war in ages. Why are you bringing this up now?
You know exactly what you have done. You are responsible for the destruction of Talokan.
I hit him with a hard hit, sending him flying against the wall. I had won the fight. Talokan is destroyed? I'm sorry to hear that, but Wakanda had nothing to do with it. You had no right to hurt our people.
I was told Wakandan soldiers destroyed my home, pillaged my people.
I don't know what you heard, but that wasn't us. We would never initiate conflict like that.
Who could have done it? Cilio, I am truly sorry for the damage we've caused. I only acted to avenge my people. Can you ever forgive me?
I understand. I would have done the same.
I will make it up to Wakanda. Talokan will provide Wakanda with all the resources you need. But still, I wonder who could be behind the destruction of my home.
Namor, my old friend, you fell for my facade just like I had hoped.
ATTUMA, you are behind all of this!
Took you long enough to figure it out. I tried to kill you then, but unfortunately you were off cowering somewhere.
Not to worry. I'll finish the job now. The throne belongs to me.
Namor and I both charged at him, launching into combat. Attuma was incredibly strong, but together we were able to keep up with his attacks. Just then, I heard a scream. Oh no! Shuri!
Go save your friend. I've got this.
I left Namor to deal with Attuma and found a Telekineal barbarian attacking Shuri. I quickly lunged at the barbarian and took him down. Shuri, how are you?
Thanks, Celio. I'm fine. I assume you defeated Namor?
Oh, right, Namor. I have to check up on him. On day 58 through 60, I made my way back into the Great Mound. At the other side of the room, I saw Attuma towering over Namor.
Finally, after all this time, I will end you and claim the throne of Talokan.
No! Attuma raised his fist and struck Namor.
Ah, yes, the Prince of Wakanda. Don't worry. Soon enough, I'll take Wakanda as well. Enjoy ruling your kingdom. Soon enough, Wakanda and Talokan will be one big empire under my rule.
Attuma left, and I rushed over to Namor. Namor, stay with me.
I'm sorry, Cilio, for everything. It's all my fault.
No, you can still survive and rule Talokan.
No, it is too late. I want you to have this. It holds tremendous power and grants you the power of the seas. Stop, Attuma. Please.
Namor closed his eyes, and just like that, he was gone. No! I will avenge you. I will stop Attuma. On day 61 through 64, I made it back to my base. I can't believe Namor's dead. I have to get stronger and face Attuma. I better get to training. I started training harder than ever before, defeating virtual enemies, working on my speed and agility, and worked on my physical strength.
I can see you're getting stronger, but you still have a way to go to beat Attuma.
I know. By the way, Cap, would you happen to know anything about Attuma?
I don't know much, but I have come across him in my studies. Namor was the rightful ruler of Talokan, but not all Talokanal agreed with this. One in particular, Attuma, a Talokanal with immense strength and physical capabilities, believed he was the rightful heir to the throne, and some Talokanal gave him their support. I didn't realize he'd be such a big threat until now.
Thanks! That paints a picture of what we're dealing with. On days 65 through 69, I decided to work on my base. I added details such as a suit room, a gym and Cap's room, and even a swimming pool. If I am to take down Attuma, I need to get better at swimming. I also worked on the outside monument, finishing the nose of the panther sculpture. It's not entirely finished, but it definitely lets Attuma know that we're not messing around. Once I was finished upgrading our base, Cap approached me.
Hey kid, you down for some sparring?
With me? It would be an honor! We started sparring, throwing, and blocking punches. I could tell he was pulling his punches, but he was way stronger than I thought. I still managed to hold my own though.
I could do this all day.
Yeah? Well, so can I! You aren't the only one here with enhanced abilities. After a long sparring session, I was finished. Alright, Cap, you win.
By the way, kid, I've gotten quite accustomed to Mjolnir lately. I want you to have my shield. Besides, I have another shield.
Really? Thanks! So, how does this work? I aim and... I'm gonna need some practice. As I headed back to the base, I saw something in the distance.
I'm looking for Shuri. Have you seen her?
On day 70 through 73, I brought Spider-Man to Shuri.
Hey, Shuri.
Peter, what a surprise.
Don't say my name out loud. Secret identity, remember?
Right. But what are you doing here?
I'm doing a science project on vibranium. I thought you might be able to help.
We're kinda in the middle of something, but maybe you can help us out.
Peter and I followed Shuri to her laboratory.
Whoa, is this a vibranium-based arc reactor? Are these real magnetron gauntlets? I didn't think they actually existed.
I've been busy, but we need your help, Peter. I've been developing a new suit for Celio here. I could use your help with some of its features.
Of course. Your lab has plenty of stuff that'll help with my project.
While Shuri and Spider-Man worked in the lab, I decided to practice my shield throwing. I don't get it. Suddenly, I heard a hissing sound behind me. A creeper was approaching me, and I panicked. Ah! Whoa! I did it! On day 74 through 78, I worked on finalizing my base. I added a couple of details inside and finished off the Panther Monument outside my base, completing the exterior of my hideout. This looks epic! After that, I decided to go exploring, looking for any traces of Attuma when I ran into Cap, waiting by a lake.
Kid, if you're gonna take down a sea monster, you need to be able to swim. I've been trained for underwater combat in the military, so I thought I'd teach you a thing or two.
Sure! Cap jumped into the water and swiftly dove into the depths. How hard can that be? I jumped in, but it was not what I had expected.
You need to relax. Don't panic and you'll be fine.
Just then, I remembered Namor's trident. Maybe this will help me. I tried diving again, but this time, I felt much more comfortable. I wonder what would happen if... Whoa! Using the trident, I was able to propel my way through the water at a speed I didn't think was possible. I easily passed Cap multiple times. On your left...
Hey, that's my line.
I woke up on days 79 through 83 to Spider-Man barging into my bedroom.
The suit's ready.
I rushed down to Shuri's laboratory and found her adding some finishing touches.
Here you go, Cilio. Put it on.
I put it on and felt stronger than ever. I even had 25 hearts. I feel like a true king.
We studied my DNA to produce a suit that can stick to and climb walls. You should also be able to fall from high up places without any harm.
I tried jumping against the wall, and to my surprise, I stuck onto it! This is so cool! I headed outside to try out what my new suit was capable of. I climbed mountains and jumped down cliffs without even a scratch. I made it to the sea when suddenly I saw ATTUMA and a telekineal goon talking. I quickly climbed up a tree and listened in on their conversation.
Soon, the conquest of Wakanda will commence. How are the preparations coming along?
Very good, my lord. We've successfully been able to absorb energy from Namor's body. We'll be able to complete the device in no time.
I had heard enough. I knew I needed to use all the time I had left getting stronger so that I could defeat ATTUMA and his army. I spent days 84 through 88 training in Shuri's lab. Shuri turned on the device and suddenly I was transported to an ocean monument. Whoa, where am I? Suddenly, a swarm of guardians attacked me. 5 against 1. How is this fair? I used NAMOR's trident to propel my way through the mass of guardians and then attacked them from behind. After a while of doing so, I took them all out. Whew. Was that all? That was easy. As I said this, a massive Elder Guardian appeared and started attacking me. The Elder Guardian was much more comfortable fighting in water than I was, and I had to swim away as fast as I could to avoid dying. Just then, I remembered. Oh yeah! The suit's invisibility function. I turned it on and snuck up on the Elder Guardian without it noticing a thing. I struck the Elder Guardian, who was completely stunned in confusion. Take this, you spike ball! After taking down the Elder Guardian, I was transported back to the laboratory. Whew! That was tough, but I feel ready to face ATTUMA. Bring it on! On days 89 through 92, I added the final details to my interior, placing down a map of Wakanda and finishing up my suit room, officially completing the Black Panther Fortress. This place is fit for a king. I can't believe it's complete! After finishing the base, Thor flew up to me with a request.
Cilio, I want to have a friendly fight against you. Ruler of Asgard versus soon-to-be ruler of Wakanda.
Against you? I accept. We headed outside and started battling it out. Thor was strong, and I could barely keep up with his attacks, but using a combination of Cap's shield and my powers, I was able to evade his attacks and take him by surprise.
My! Most impressive. You have earned my eternal respect. Please accept this gift.
Thor handed me the ultimate Mjolnir, and to both of our surprise, I was worthy. How many of these do you have? Thor flew off, leaving me in the forest. Might as well get accustomed to this thing. I decided to test out Mjolnir, throwing it at a couple of unsuspecting creepers. Whoa! This thing is terribly well balanced. On days 93 through 95, I stocked up on food from my farm in preparation for the upcoming fight. After that, I went mining for vibranium in the Great Mound. Whoa! This is more than enough. Using the vibranium, I crafted weapons for the people of Wakanda to defend our kingdom. I turned around to leave when suddenly I felt dizzy. I'm not feeling too well. I passed out, and the next thing I knew, I once again woke up in the ancestral plains.
Cilio, you have done well. You have become stronger and proven yourself to be worthy as King of Wakanda. Promise me, Cilio, that you will defeat ATTUMA and restore safety and prosperity to my nation.
You can count on me!
Good. Then I will personally crown you king. You bear the responsibility of Wakanda now. Rule with loyalty and respect.
After everything I had been through, all the battles I'd fought and challenges I'd overcome, I was finally king! I can't believe it! I'm king of Wakanda! Thanks! I won't let you down! On days 96 through 99, I readied the defenses and recruited the Dora Milaje. I handed them the vibranium weapons I had made earlier and got to work. I set up a barrier to keep the telekineal out and built watchtowers for the Dora Milaje. After that, I headed back to my base to get ready with Shuri.
Remember your training. If you relax, just...
We heard a loud bang coming from outside.
They're here. Get ready.
I headed outside and saw a massive ATTUMA charging at our defenses. I rushed outside and headed into battle. The Dora Milaje took care of the telekineal warriors, whilst I went for ATTUMA himself.
At last, the King of Wakanda against the King of Talokan. I will crush you and show your people what a worthless king you are.
He had grown significantly, and I could barely reach him.
Using my doomsday device, I have transformed into the ultimate being. You cannot stop me!
I used everything in my arsenal to wear down ATTUMA. I tried using everything my suit was capable of, as well as throwing Cap's shield, and even using Mjolnir. But ATTUMA was strong. Just when I had started to get an upper hand, Talokan Telekineal warriors attacked me from behind. Ugh! Foul play! You'll pay for that. The Telekineal outnumbered me significantly, and ATTUMA had already recovered. I might be in trouble here. But just then, Captain America, Thor, and Spider-Man all came to my aid.
It looked like you could use some help, so I thought I'd swing by.
I wasn't gonna let you fight alone after everything we've been through, kid.
The heroes took care of the Telekineal warriors, easily taking down one after one. I turned back to ATTUMA when I saw him escaping the battlefield. Come back here, you coward! On day 100, I followed ATTUMA into the sea. We launched into a brutal back and forth. I was on his turf, but thanks to Namor's trident and all my underwater training, I actually stood a chance. This is for Namor. I continued to weaken ATTUMA, hitting him with everything I had.
How are you doing this? No one compares to me in underwater combat.
I was stronger than ever. I felt the true power of Black Panther within me. I unleashed a flurry of swift attacks.
No! Stop it! I'm supposed to be king!
I aimed the trident at ATTUMA's heart and charged right through him, killing him and thereby surviving 100 days as Black Panther. This video took a ton of work to make, so make sure to subscribe if you liked it. It helps us out a bunch. Also, like the video and leave a comment on what videos you want to see me do next.